Welcome to episode 47 of Summer Shredding. Now, I missed the gym again this morning and it's not going well recently. So what I'm going to do is, I think it's a sign my body's given me. Sorry about the hair, I just got out of the shower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself until Sunday off. So it's Thursday at the moment. I've only got Friday day training, Saturday rest, and then Sunday get back on it. So I think that's going to be not only help my workout, it's going to help my back, and it'll make me look forward to getting back into it. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll speak to you guys a bit later on. Guys, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about nutrition today. I've been at work, as you know, I missed the gym, not gone well, but I want to, as I say, I want to talk about nutrition because I feel that this video is, first of all, going to be too short if I don't. Secondly, you guys aren't going to get anything out of it. So, nutrition. Two things I'm going to speak about today. Counting seems to be everyone's damn problem. Now, I know I'm to be fair, in this video I'm either looking really skinny or kind of ripped. So depending on how you view me is depending on how you take me. So I'm not really fussed about not wearing a shirt in this video, but anyway. So it's counting. So first of all, people have a problem with counting. People think that even though you count your money in your wallet, you count your whatever's in your bank account, you count how much is on that receipt of that food bill, you count pretty much damn everything. You think that counting how much calories you're getting is obsessive. Well, how about this? You want that physique to go onto that beach, you want to be stronger, you want to be a better human being, really. Because let's be frank, you can have all the brains in the world with a bad physique, your mind's not going to work as well. Well, I say physique, but like the right nutrition. But you can have, you can be really stupid and have a good nutritional plan, and you're going to perform better. So instead of being stupid on a low amount, but basically what I'm saying is nutrition has a direct impact to your mental state. So having a good diet and good intake, good outtake of food. I don't know why I said outtake because that's just pooping. But a good intake of food and the right nutrition is going to make you not only feel mentally better, happier, more positive, but it's also going to allow you to perform better at your work and everywhere like that. Counting everything is a pain, basically. This is what I'm going to say to you. I'm going to go straight back on what I just said. It's a pain. Sometimes when you've been counting for so long, you think, why am I doing it? No one else does it. When really the people that you aspire to be are doing it. You think, no one at work does it, so why am I doing it? I want a day where I don't have to do it and I still haven't reached my goals. Well, here you go. Here's a good idea. This is something that I implement every now and again, just when I'm just getting fed up of, is that a 99 or is that 101 grams? I want 100. What I do is I count my meal, like I usually would, lay the meat out, lay the carbs, get the veg. I do not count the veg. I am that much of a rebel. I then stick them into a pan. I stir fry my vegetables. And then don't count them at all. And do you know what? That might be something so small, but it's so refreshing for your brain just to go, psst, nah, I don't have to count this. I don't have to think about how much broccoli or carrot I'm having in this. I'm just not going to count it. You're not going to get fat by having too much damn broccoli or too much. Yeah, it might slow your progress down a little bit, but seriously, not that much. Unless you are getting on stage in tomorrow or in the next fortnight or so, that's not going to matter. That really is not. So, having that for a little mental refresher is going to do you something really damn good. So, right, another thing, this liquid breakfast idea that I've come around with. Yes, okay, the nutrition's there. The nutrition's great. The only downside I will say is that there's nothing quite as satisfying as just eating. Like, so when you do eat a meal, there's something satisfying about it. So sitting down, and although you do get quite sick of it when you're constantly eating. So I guess there's pros and cons to it. But I just want to say that I've found out my favourite shake with egg whites in it. Now I'm going to give you like a half portion because, well, basically I'm going to have to do 2 half portions now because my blender's so small it overflowed today. I found this out today, so get yourself, all you're going to need is some water, which everyone has, egg whites, which you can either use from like sifting it out of an egg, or you can get a carton like I have from Muscle Food. They're like £2 for a litre, so you can use, and it's 3 lots, a litre, which is actually like 900 mils. So give or take on that. But I find that I can use 3 times 300 ml servings, and I'm good to go. But for this one, we're going to be, so all you need is water, liquid egg whites, or just egg whites in general, just any form of egg white. Protein powder of your choice, if you want, you don't have to. It gives it I'm using it as flavouring. So a protein powder of your choice. Frozen raspberries. Now frozen fruit is going to be great for these. Not only will it keep it nice and cold and give it a nice taste, but it will also, as I say, keep it cold. And when your egg whites are in your gym bag, they're prone to get a little bit warm, and you really do not want that. You want them to keep them as cold as possible, just in case, because, well, you can never be too careful. You might get food poisoning. So having frozen fruit or some ice cubes in there is just gonna. It's probably not going to do anything if you don't, but mentally, if you're a little bit worried about it, that's some way to keep it away. So, again, water, egg whites, frozen fruit, protein powder, and oats. Porridge oats, whatever you want to call them, oats are fantastic. Now, they don't have to be blended up ones, they don't have to be quick ones, they can just be regular oats that you buy in a kilo for £1 down at Asda. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put in 150 mils of egg whites, liquid egg whites. Just measure it out, 150 mils. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get fill it up probably about 100 mils. Yeah, about 100 mils of water. Just mix those two together. You don't even have to shake it; they automatically mix. Weigh out 25 grams of porridge oats. 50 grams of, my favourite is frozen raspberries, so 50 grams of frozen raspberries, and 1 scoop of whey protein, of whatever one you choose. Now, mix them together, blend them up into a smoothie. It tastes damn good. So what you've got, I'm going to give you a flavour description, then I'm going to give you a nutrition reasoning behind it. So you've got the thickening agent, as it were, of the porridge oats. You've got the protein source and the sort of, again, thickens it. I know it sounds a bit disgusting, but thickens it with the egg whites. You've then got the creamy side of it, which is coming from the whey protein, because essentially you're making a protein shake, mixing it with the water. And then you've got the fruit, which is the flavouring. Now, you're thinking, that sounds damn good. Well, how am I allowed this? Right. So drinking this immediately after your workout, you're getting, first of all, 2 good types of protein. So you're getting fast-acting protein, which is the whey. So that's going to kick your ass straight off the bat. As soon as you take it in, it's going to just help you out to phenomenal extents. So you've got the instant action protein. Then you've got the egg whites that is going to go, actually, do you know what? I don't want to go as fast as him. I'm going to take a little bit more time. So it's going to give you more of a, so you're going to get a spike, and it's going to keep you and bring you down slowly. That being said, along with that, the carbs do exactly the same. So you've got the spike from the raspberries that then will give you the porridge oats to bring you down gently. The water's there as a mixing agent. So if you can do what I've done there, which is find something that tastes good, find something that's quick and easy to do, but at the same time look at the science that backs it, you're gonna grow and get lean. Because let's have a check now actually. Let's see how many calories that is, because I've only tracked that in tomorrow's food. I tracked that when I make it. So that meal is 75 grams of protein, which I'll get into in a second, 47 grams of carbs, which again I'll speak about. So out of those 47 grams of carbs, only 9 carbs of those are sugar, which is fantastic. And it's 4 grams of fat. So you're pretty much on for a winner there. Let's have a look at the calories. So total, that's 532 calories. They're all based around your workout and they're going to be consumed within seconds. The calories from that are going to be instantly absorbed into your body. You're not going to get any repercussions. You might get a little bit bloated, but that'll be seconds. That'll be maybe a minute, 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. That's going to go straight into your muscles. There's nothing else that your body's going to want to do with that. It will also fill you up because you've just necked a freaking smoothie. You're good. Well, technically, you know, I just said all of that. It's not even 500 calories, that's 250 calories for what I just said. So half the numbers I just said because this is double. Now, I said a second ago that 75 grams of protein in a double amount, so there's 47 roughly. There is always a thing about how much protein your body can or cannot absorb. And I find this laughable because, first of all, to say you can only absorb so much of protein is stupid. I'm going to absorb more or less than you. And yes, I mean directly you. So, I might be able to get 80 grams in, you might be able to get 90, and someone might only be able to get 50. It's dependent on your muscle mass and your body mass and your body fat index, and your body fat percentage. It all differs. It depends on what amount you've had to eat today. It depends on how much protein you've already consumed. There's so many different factors in it. Stop getting so hung up on how much you need per meal or don't need per meal, thinking it's a waste. Yeah, it might be, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal. Hit your protein goal, you're going to be fine. If you're consuming 100 grams of protein in one meal, then having no grams of protein for every other meal, yeah, okay, you've got a problem. You want it consistently throughout the day. And so I have, let's say, 250 grams of protein a day. I can't remember. I will roughly hit about, if I was doing that and I was eating 5 meals a day, I'd roughly about hit 50 grams of protein between each meal. Splits it up evenly. You're not ever going to get a high and a low point in the day of protein. You're going to get like that. So, say if you eat every 2 hours, 50 grams, it's going to drop down, get used, spike it back up, use. It works like that. It's going to be like a roller coaster. If you eat the 250 in the beginning of the day, it's just going to drop. And then by night time, especially if you're eating that in the morning, by night time, your protein sources are going to be used up. You're going to stop growing for the rest of the day. There you go. That's a little insight. So, what do I think on, again, the maximum or minimum amount of protein? First of all, don't get hung up on it. Secondly, someone tell me where the facts are. Yeah, they've done studies, but there's so many different studies. I've looked into this myself. You get different results from different people because everyone's different, and they give you a general figure. Now, when they do general studies, these people, they'll take one person that works out and one person that doesn't work out and one person. So it is really quite irrelevant. And also, what people don't realise is when they say, oh, you're eating too much protein, is if I eat protein, my body, and if I eat too much of it, let's say, quote unquote too much, my body's going to use that as an energy source. It fits in my macros, it's an energy source. I'm not going to feel tired, my workouts are going to get better, and it's going to prevent muscle depletion because you've got an energy source there you're not going to work the whole amount of protein away from your muscle. So for me, it seems ridiculous when people say 0.8 to 1 gram of protein when you're on a shred. Okay, that might be fine in a bulk because you're always in a surplus. You're always going to be eating more than you need to. You're never going to get to that stage. But okay, maybe you could go 1 to 1.2 in a shred, and it's risking it a little bit, but that's probably changing it over and saying, okay, 1.1 gram of protein to 1.2 grams of protein, and then switching it up and making the carbs higher, so you're going high carb, moderate protein, low fat, that would make sense, because your glycogen levels are never going to get to that point where it's going to start eating into the protein. Whereas protein is going to fill you up for longer. There's so many things about protein that people don't actually realise how useful it is. And a lot of women get scared by the thought of protein, and that's not a generalisation. Well, it kind of is, but it's not something that I want to. I don't like generalising. I just want to make sure that you know that even though a lot of this stuff is targeted at males, it can also apply to you ladies. The protein for you ladies, the only downside it's going to have is that you might smell a little bit. And when I say smell, I don't mean underarm sweat. I mean, you go for a poop or something, you're going to get protein fast. That's the only downside to eating a lot of protein. You're going to feel fuller for longer with eating less. Which, let's be fair, whenever someone does a diet, I almost said ladies then, but everyone is like this. When you're a beginner and you do a diet, first of all, people start starving themselves. And I think that's completely and utterly pointless. Unless you're at a stage where you consume like 7 pizzas a day and you're that 99.9% of like, you're all the way up there. So maybe you have a detox day or something like that, but that's a different topic. But having protein will keep you full. So eating a protein with a vegetable is going to be good. Eating a protein with a carb with a vegetable is going to be good. Eating a carb and a vegetable, probably not that great. You'll find a lot of the time that eating a carb with a protein will mean you don't need as many carbs, and it will keep you fuller for longer. Eating carbs on their own, a lot of the time carb snacks are bad for you. Just a general fact. You've got crisps, potato chips, for example. People go out and buy chips or fries. You have a bread roll. What's that got on it? Butter. You go out and have, let's say, Jaffa cakes, lots of carbs, barely any protein. Jaffa cakes are better for you than biscuits, and biscuits are a carb. Cake, carbs. Snack bars, if you look down the snack aisle of any of your supermarket, you'll notice that they're very carb dense food, because carbs taste damn good. They really do. Carbs taste damn good. And yes, you can probably have them, but you think, okay, I'm going to have a mini roll that big, or 2 Jaffa cakes, or something like that. Or I could use those up on a freaking bowl of rice, or pasta, or sweet potatoes. Think it through. So my top tip for today would be eat more protein. Ladies and gents, eat more protein, and don't think it's going to make you big, because it's not, because the amount of protein I consumed in the last 2.5 years is out of this world. If it did, I'd be a lot bigger than I am. And I wouldn't be making this video right now. I'd be stuffing my face with protein. If it meant that my arms could get bigger, or my shoulders get bigger, or just everything got bigger. Everyone would be stuffing their faces with just chicken. There would be no chickens left on this planet. So top tips for today, before I finish this off: eat more protein, and if you're going to have a carb, have it with some protein. Makes it more interesting. You can then suffer the boring carbs, and you cut out a lot of them. You cut out the bad ones. Now, before I do finish off this video, try and go for complex carbs. Go for something like a sweet potato or something like that. If you are having a steak, go for steak and mash rather than steak and chips, or steak and boiled potatoes. It's not as interesting, but it's something. So boiled potatoes are quite fast acting glycemic index carbohydrates, but it's better than chips. So do that assessment before you go eat out. Not even if you're out eating, do that assessment. If it gives you the option of chips, boiled spuds, or mash, go for the boiled spuds. Okay, it's not ideal. It's not if you was in the kitchen, you'd say, okay, I'm going to have rice or sweet potatoes instead. But do the assessment. It'll make sense. Anyway, I'm going to sign out today's video. I can't remember what number it is. I said it this morning. I'm going to sign out. I'm going to try and hit legs tomorrow morning. I'm going to get up, because I feel that, well, basically the gym's back open tomorrow and I want to go try out the calf machine. So I'm going to go hit legs tomorrow possibly, or chest, or back, or I'm just going to do a day tomorrow if I can. If I manage to get up in time, and I know I should make myself get up, and I'm going to try. I'm not going to watch any Suits tonight, that seems to be my downfall. But yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to make sure that I get up early tomorrow. I got to edit quickly, but that won't take me long. I've done half of that in hospital. So yeah, I will speak to you guys tomorrow morning. Adios.